Hey you all, and welcome to my channel, Overcoming Gluttony. My name is Alicia and I used to weigh 327 pounds. I almost told you how much I weigh, but I will update you on my new weight in just a moment because today is Weigh-In Wednesday, and the format on Weigh-In Wednesday is different than my usual daily vlogs. So today you're going to be able to hear about my non-scale victories, the lies I've told myself this week about health and weight loss. You'll also be able to see all of the unhealthy food that I've eaten this week. And what else do we go over? My new weight. And since it's the end of the month, you're also going to hear about my measurements. So that's what this vlog is going to be like, as opposed to my usual daily vlog. So before I tell you my new weight, I want to give you a disclaimer. I am not about a number on a scale. I am about slowly and basically changing my behaviors. Like, I like to do simple things that change my lifestyle. So since July of 2020, I have been on a health journey, and the way that I have lost weight is through natural methods of just changing one or two behaviors every year. And so far I've been losing about 25 pounds per year, but this year I'm really excelling and losing a lot more. So my goals for this year are the new behaviors that I wanted to establish in my life for this year were to drink 60 ounces of water and have 4 servings of vegetables. That will be my breakfast. I can eat other things like oatmeal and fruit or nuts or whatever, but I want my breakfast to have at least those 2 components of the water and the 4 servings of raw vegetables. And then the other behavior that I decided to change was to walk for an hour before going to work. So I have been successfully performing these new goals 95% of the time for 2023. It is now April 27th of 2023, and I've been doing these goals 95% of the time. So yay. That is the number that I really focus on, is how frequently am I performing these new behaviors. And I have an A, a 95%. So yay. So now with that being said, the part that you all may be the most interested in is, okay girl, what's your new weight? What's your new weight? All right, remember I told you to write down what you thought my weight would be? Because last week I gained 3 pounds celebrating my birthday, eating without too much restraint. So last week I weighed 263 pounds, a 3-pound weight gain. This week, your girl is 252 pounds. Did you just fall on the floor? Did you just fall? Yeah. Yeah, honey. Yeah, honey. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead and change that number right there. Yeah, you probably wrote down 258, didn't you? No, honey. Nuh-uh. Yeah, we did the thing. Hey. Yay. Okay. 252 pounds. I hit my 75-pound weight loss mark. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yeah, so now for 3 years almost, July will be my third, the month that marks my 3-year anniversary for being on this weight loss journey. I have kept off 75 pounds and I'm steadily moving forward, even though you all see consistently my imperfections. Your girl knows how to fight. Okay, She knows how to fight, and she has been fighting. So how do I feel? I feel like I'm the Terminator. I feel like this is just the beginning, okay? Like, watch out. Watch out. So you might be scratching your head and being like, well, how did you lose 11 pounds in 1 week? That doesn't make sense. Well, I don't know either. But I know what the scale says. So there could be some factors involved with that, right? I did have more fluid in my body last week than what I would normally carry. But hey, that hasn't changed since this week either. So go figure, whatever. When I lose weight, certain processes decide to do whatever they want to do. And yeah, so the situation is the same for this week. Another person that's on a weight loss journey said that when you step on the scale after you've been eating all crazy, sometimes the number can really blow up. It's not that you've actually gained that weight. It's more so how your body is reacting to fluids and salt and whatnot and all this other stuff. So she said that in order to actually gain a pound, you have to eat 3,500 calories to gain 1 pound. So if you didn't eat like 15, if you didn't eat a bunch of calories worth of food, if you didn't eat like 35 times the 5 pounds that you gained or the 3 pounds that you gained like I did, then technically you didn't really gain weight. It's just your body's response to chemical reactions to the other food. I don't care. I'm not worried about how I did it. I know that I use healthy methods, and so I'm not concerned about why or how or what. I'm just happy with the results. I'm very happy with the results. So another thing is, I've been a Christian for 18 years, and throughout my Christian walk, I have consistently fasted. I have never fasted to lose weight, nor do I ever intend to fast to lose weight. I don't endorse or believe or support anybody who does choose to fast as a means of losing weight. I only fast for spiritual purposes and nothing else. So I did have a time where I fasted, and I noticed that my weight was different, but I started eating again, and we're going to roll into how much junk food I ate. So and fasting isn't something that's new to me. There are times where I stop being spiritually disciplined and I stop fasting, and that might last a month or two, but then I tell myself, hey, I kick myself and I'm like, hey, we need to keep some oil in our lamp. This laziness of not wanting to fast has got to go, and we need to get to fasting. So that may have had a part, or maybe when I look at, and gosh, how many other things am I going to list? But when I look at the numbers from January up until now, which is April 27th, I'm noticing a trend that it seems that I tend to drop weight at the beginning of every season. I hardly dropped any pounds. Like I dropped a lot of weight in January, like 12 pounds. And now I dropped a lot of weight in April, about 12, 11 pounds. I'm not really sure exactly. But in between, those months in between, I was losing inches, but not pounds. So I'm just happy with the results. I am so happy with the results. Hey, I hit my 75-pound weight loss marker. What am I going to do to celebrate? I'm going to wash my front door. Because I'm also budgeting my money. So, and my trampoline, my mini trampoline should be on its way. That's part of what I got myself for my birthday was a mini trampoline. But yeah, you might be like, what? You gonna wash your front door? Yeah, that's what I'm doing to celebrate my 75-pound weight loss mark. Because I'm budgeting my money and I have financial goals I want to hit. And then also, I'm no longer using food as a means of celebrating. So I'm going to wash off my front door. I've never washed my front door. I've always just never had a problem with it being dusty and having pollen on it. Outside of when I was in college and we would decorate our doors in the dormitory or whatever. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to see what it's like to have a nice dust-free door. I know, my life is just so interesting. All right, so yeah, and now let's roll into the negative, or not the negative, but the unhealthy foods that I've eaten this week. And that will probably be indicative of why I've lost so much weight, okay? Eyes are learning. Eyes are learning. Eyes are learning. Hey, the less junk food you eat, the more weight you drop, right? So, this is all the junk food that I've had, all the unhealthy food that I've had for this week. It's about $20 worth. Let me see, what should I say? I did also have about 4 Hershey's Kisses. I went to a wedding, and part of the wedding favor or the take-home gift was a coin of chocolate and then 2 Hershey's Kisses and then some little coated chocolate balls and a mint. That was just part of the take-home gift. And I did eat those. Those were free. They didn't cost me anything. And based off of all that stuff that I listed to you, it was about the equivalent of 4 Hershey's Kisses. So, as far as the unhealthy food that I've eaten this week, this burrito is from Roberto's, a Mexican fast food place that I enjoy eating at. I got this because I was hungry and I wanted something to eat, and so, hey, this is what I got. Now, for some reason, as I'm aging and fasting, my fasts feel a little bit different, and I think it's because I'm getting older. When I fasted this week, I felt very euphoric. I felt very good. I felt like I was high. The fast itself felt great. Afterwards is when I felt ill. And this has happened to me before, and I've just shrugged it off as, okay, I'm getting older, but I'm not going to stop fasting because that's a spiritual discipline that I feel like I need to consistently do regardless of whatever until I'm in the New Jerusalem. You know what I mean? So, this is the second time where I fasted and I felt terrible. And I'm attributing that to being older now as opposed to being in my 20s or 30s and fasting. And so I felt so bad that I didn't want to eat, I didn't want to move, I didn't want to do anything after the fast had ended. And it was like one of those situations where I had lost my appetite. You know, have you ever gotten really angry? So angry that you lose your appetite? Or have you ever been so sick that you lose an appetite to eat? Well, after this fast, it was like a bit of a vicious cycle. And even though I felt good during the fast, afterwards I felt too weak to eat. And because I was too weak to eat, I didn't eat. And because I didn't eat, it kept me too weak. So I ended up making myself a smoothie or whatever and putting food into my system, and that helped me feel better, but I still wasn't quite 100%, and the fast triggered situations to occur earlier than what they should have. Physical situations, like I got extra stuff coming around earlier than what it was supposed to come around, and since I wasn't hungry, I was like, let me challenge myself to see if it's just a psychological thing or if it's just me being dramatic, and try something that I actually like, and let's see if I eat it. And guess what? I got myself a Roberto's burrito, and I ate it enjoyably. So this helped me get out of that, I guess, woozy land of fasting while you're older, and get back on track with eating and whatnot. And if you're like, well, girl, how long were you like not eating? I typically fast for 24 hours. So after that, I started eating again, but I didn't pick up my full regular typical eating up until like, I want to say a day or two after the fast. So yeah, I started eating again my regular way within, like I said, a day or two after the fast. All right, now the 4 Hershey Kisses things, I don't really need to show you the wedding favors, but those were also something that I had as junk food. This right here, I'm very proud of. Why am I proud of this? Because this is what I wanted to eat. These are fudge stripe cookies, and there were 24 inside of this package. I was craving chocolate, and I was like, why am I craving chocolate? I don't know, but I want some chocolate. And I thought about the different types of chocolate that I could get. I even thought about, my favorite chocolate, which is this double chocolate chip muffins that I've talked to you all about before. And I was like, nah, I don't want that. What do I want? And I was like, I want some fudge stripe cookies. And that's what I got. I pulled into this Family Dollar / Dollar Tree. It was a combination of both Family Dollar and Dollar Tree combined. And I was hoping that the Dollar Tree side would have the Dollar Tree fudge stripe cookies, but they didn't have the generic ones. I wanted the generics, and they had the name brand. So I settled. I got the name brand. I paid $3.65 for this package, and proudly I gave half of it away. Yeah, I tried to give it away to different people, and they didn't really want it, so I fed it to the birds. But yeah, I'm really proud of the fact that I didn't settle and get something other than what I wanted. I wanted fudge stripe cookies, so I didn't get no ice cream. I didn't get no chocolate cake. I got some fudge stripe cookies, and I used the discipline and temperance to not eat the whole package, but just to eat 12 and then give the others away. And I'm also happy that I wasn't like, oh, I'm just gonna have 3, or oh, I'll just have 6. No, I ate the amount that I wanted, because hey, this is life, and we're actually living life, and we're not gonna sit here and pretend like we are trying to starve ourselves for some pageant or competition. We're gonna live this life the real way. And then these 2 things right here, 2 more Roberto's bean and rice burritos. They're $5.53 each. I got these for the day of the wedding because, and here's another part of this vlog that I can roll into, which has to do with the lies that I've told myself. One lie that I told myself, and the only lie that I've told myself this week, was that I will bring my own food to the wedding reception. Yeah, that's tacky. I did bring food to the wedding reception, but I was not tacky enough to pull it out. I sat at a table where I didn't know anyone, and yeah, I wasn't about to do that. So all this time since I've been invited to the wedding months ago, I figured they're not going to have vegan food. I did really successfully with bringing my own food to the bridal shower and eating it, and I noticed fantastic results afterwards. And if you want to watch that video of what I took to the bridal shower, you can look on my channel to watch it. So I was like, okay, so I'm going to do the same thing again and discreetly bring some burritos and some fruit to this wedding and just put it on the plate and act like my food doesn't look differently from other people's. And no, that did not happen, thank goodness. So that is all the bad food that I've eaten this week. Yay, I can hold it all in one hand. It's not falling everywhere like it has in the past. And yeah, I was determined to get myself right after gaining that extra 3 pounds from eating horrendously for my birthday. And my mindset, I went like this. No, my mindset was, let's do right. Let's get this going. Let's do this the right way. And now for my non-scale victories. Oh, I should also tell you what my new measurements are. That makes sense, right? So I weigh 252 pounds now, and for the month of April I have lost 2¼ inches off of my body. I know that it's April 27th and we're not quite into May yet. I get it. I just decided to do my measurements early as opposed to late. So as far as my measurements go, I lost 1/4 inch off of my chest, 1 inch off of my waist, and then also I lost about 1 inch off of my belly button and nothing around my hips. So very, very happy with that. And I have some really exciting news to tell you about my measurements as we go into talking about my non-scale victories for this month. And I just want to say, y'all, I know that this is like the second time I've maybe mentioned fasting, or the third time I've mentioned fasting on my channel. Please, please don't fast to lose weight. Please. In my opinion, it's a method of starvation. I just hope that you're not watching this vlog and feeling like, oh, well, she lost 11 pounds. No. I've been fasting, like I said, my whole Christian life, and I never really bothered to keep track of my weight before, but I don't want you to think that it's, oh, that's what got her to lose all that weight. Well, I'm about to fast for 24 hours and slowly incorporate myself back to my regular eating habits. Please don't do that. Don't starve yourself. Let's do this the way that is healthy and appropriate. No starving ourselves, okay? All right. So, as far as my non-scale victories, we can move on to that because I don't have any other lies that I've told myself about this week. Just that one about me claiming that I'm going to bring or actually lay on the plate my own vegan food. So, I have a very long list of non-scale victories for this week. When I was exercising and walking for the first time, I sweated. I don't know what that's about, but I did sweat, and I'm like, oh, what's going on here? I'm sweating. I can also see more of my hip, meaning when I lay in bed and I look down, I can see a hip. It ain't just like, fat. It's like a hip right there. So, yeah. I can now cup most of my belly in both of my hands. Before, it would be more something like this. You know, you gotta, cupping my belly in two hands has not really been possible because it's just too much going around. But now it is possible to cup most of it, not all, but most of my belly in two hands. My body parts are more distinguishable. You can see each section appropriately and categorically, I guess, as opposed to me just having oozing of fat everywhere. It's not just all oozed and mushed together. You can see each body part distinctively. I am saying, and this is two non-scale victories, I'm saying more affirmations to myself. Not in a way where I'm standing in front of the mirror and repeating what somebody's saying on YouTube or reading a card, but just in general, just really being more kinder and more positive towards myself. I have less negative self-talk. It's like now as I'm gaining victory with having more temperance and stepping on the neck of gluttony and not allowing gluttony to have rule and reign over my life, I now have more power to block out other attempts from the enemy because I'm successful with gluttony. And look at that arm, man. That arm ain't all big and white. It actually looks human. Good job. So yeah, I have better skills and determination, and it's just so natural now to have less self-talk because I'm being more victorious in this area where sin used to rule over me but no longer does. When I sit Indian style, my legs are folding in even more tighter than they have in the past. Instead of foreseeing the scale as an enemy and being angry at it and saying mean things about the scale and hating on the scale, my scale is now my friend. I have a beauty routine where I put castor oil on my eyelashes and my eyebrows and my edges. And as I was doing this one night, I noticed that, oh my goodness, my eyes look sunken in. And I kind of reminded myself of a model that has sunken in eyes. And I was like, okay, I'm looking a little, model-ish right here. I'm looking a little bit like a model. And with the castor oil being on my eyebrows, my eyelashes and whatnot, it gave me that look that models sometimes have of where they're glowing and whatnot. So I was like, oh, okay, I see you. I see you looking like a little bit of a model that I recognize. I see it. And another non-scale victory is I was going to talk myself into, instead of bringing a bean and rice burrito to the wedding, I should bring Singapore rice noodles. And I was like, no, because Singapore rice noodles is very unhealthy and it's perpetuating my emotional eating. It makes me feel happy when I eat it. I feel like, hey, good times. I got Singapore rice noodles. I don't want to perpetuate that. So I chose not to bring Singapore rice noodles to the wedding and instead to have on standby the bean and rice burrito because, hey, I don't want to perpetuate justification of eating healthy. So yeah, that is really good. When I've been looking in the mirror lately, I can see back here and I was like, oh my, it's looking more like a stewardess back here, like the people on the airplanes. It's looking more flat as opposed to just like a hump of fat, and I'm not talking about my rear end, I'm just talking about this lower back part right here. And I'm like, oh, okay, I see you. You're looking like a stewardess. You're looking like, you know, you're not just wobble. You're looking more compacted and presentable. Also, this is a huge one, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more non-scale victories to go. It's not the longest video that I've ever had, so we'll be okay. So this is a huge non-scale victory, okay, a huge one. So when I was at the wedding reception, it was buffet style. You got up, you got your own food. Tell me, why did I have my plate consist of, and this is happily, I happily had my plate consist of 50% salad, 20% broccoli, 30% mashed potatoes. Who eats like that? Apparently me. So yeah, they had other options for meat and rice and all that stuff. I chose not to get the rice because I feared that it might have pine nuts in it, and I'm allergic to those. And I don't know what it was that was in it, but it kind of looked like pine nuts, and I was like, I am not trying to have an allergic reaction here at this wedding. No thank you. Even though I'm not positive if it's pine nuts, I'll just avoid it altogether. And I didn't want to ask staff because they could be like, oh no, it's not, and then it is, and then I got a face that's expanded and I can't barely breathe and my eyes are watering. I didn't need all that at a wedding, so I just avoided that. Now my salad did have a large pile of croutons on it, right? But I was really proud of what my plate looked like. I didn't want to take a picture of it to show you guys. But yeah, I was really proud of what my plate looked like. Plus they had rolls, and normally I'd be the person that would sit up there and eat 8 rolls and be happy. Hey, we celebrating, right? Let me just eat and eat and eat and eat. But yes, I had a plate that consisted of wowness, okay? Really, really good health, and I enjoyed it. I wasn't disappointed. I did eat the mashed potatoes first because I do like carbs. And another interesting thing that happened at the wedding was the salad container ran out of lettuce. So the salad consisted of tomatoes, carrots, and little pieces of lettuce. And the other wedding guests were like waiting for the servers to refill the salad container, and I was like, hey, I'll just take these cucumbers, tomatoes, and little pieces of lettuce and enjoy. That's what I usually eat for breakfast anyway. So while they were waiting for the more traditional looking salad, I was like, I'll take these good old scraps of these healthy vegetables and enjoy and dig in. And yes, I was so happy, so satisfied. I didn't feel like I needed to eat my burrito. And yes, I did decline the wedding cake. I was like, I really don't need that extra sugar. So I didn't say that out loud, but you know, I declined the wedding cake. And when I got home, I did eat the burrito because I got home around 12:30 a.m. or so. And I think that maybe 80% of me ate the burrito because it was, it's something that I like as opposed to being hungry. Yeah, so that's probably, I ate the burrito more so for, as like emotional comfort, which is not good. But it wasn't like, oh, you know, I was just exhilarated, excited. I finally got done something that has been on my mind for months now, and now it's over. And hey, I had 2 burritos sitting there with my name on it, so I did choose to eat one of them. So yeah, I'm very happy about me being the person that has a plate full of salad, broccoli, and mashed potatoes when there are other decadent items that I could have had on there. But I was like, no, I got this. All right. Another good thing about this wedding is this sweet person who goes to my church happened to compliment my weight loss, and she was like, wow, Sister Alicia, you're really looking good. You're losing a lot of weight. You look snatched. Who is she talking to? See, I know that I can see my head and that I'm smaller and my cheeks are smaller, but as far as being in that category, no. But you guys might be like, yeah, you're right. No, you're not snatched. But, just to get the compliment like that on that level, not just like oh, you look good, you're losing weight. But for a young person to describe me as snatched, who she herself isn't big, so I don't see any reason why she would lie or overly compliment me, or embellish my results. I wore a yellow dress that had a tie. What a surprise, right? Around it, and it wasn't tight or anything like that, but I guess you could see, hey, I got a compliment that I was not expecting, and it meant a lot to me due to the fact that she's younger, and I wasn't really socializing. Like, it wasn't like we were in conversation and she needed to make conversation with me about something. She had just came up to me and gave me the compliment out of the blue, and I was just like, wow. Okay, wow. I was not expecting that, and I don't expect to be in a category of snatched, but yet here I am getting complimented by a youthful person. And we have 3 more to go, y'all. So the next non-scale victory, and this is becoming my longest video so far. The next non-scale victory is I have had a mind transformation. I can now see myself being fit and toned. Because now that I've lost the 75 pounds, I'm seeing myself in the mirror and I'm like, we got to work on it all. Okay? It's not just going to be me being a smaller fat person. We about to do the thing, and we about to be toned and ripped. Now, not to the extreme of these exercise professionals. Not like that. But I am not going to strive to be a smaller fat person. I now see myself as having the excessive fat off of my body. No, not skinny, but toned. And you might say, well, isn't toned skinny? I don't know. I'm not going for skinny. I'm just going for being toned and not having excessive fat on my body. I'm going to have an appropriate amount of fat, but not all this, abundance of it. My body composition has changed. I noticed that it's a lot more flatter right here. Like, for example, even in this video, like, I'm not as far out here and I'm not as wide. So now I'm no longer this wide person. It just looks kind of like, to me, like I just have a belly. So my body is no longer wide. I just have the belly that is protruding out, as opposed to my whole entire body being a protrusion. So I feel like I'm in a different category. And what category would you say you're in, Alicia? I would say I'm in B, somebody that needs to lose some weight category versus somebody that is a fat hog. Alright, you can see more of my refrigerator showing when I talk now. Got more of this as opposed to me covering up most of it. And last but not least, it's almost as if I have a new companion, right? Almost as if I have a new companion. When I cross my legs, I know I've talked about this on several other weigh-in Wednesdays. When I cross my legs, it's a tighter closure. And I've always been able to cross my legs with no problem, even when I was 327 pounds. But now when I cross my legs, I don't need as much clearance space. It's like I can cross them just anywhere, any position easily without like knocking somebody down or knocking someone down. It's like more discreetish. It doesn't have to be like, okay, everybody, back away, I'm about to cross my legs. Let me... No, it's just like I can easily cross my legs wherever I am and do it without me saying, okay, do I have enough space? Can I successfully manage this without needing to contort a little bit or, twist my hip out a little bit? So, whoo! I'm sweating a little bit being in front of this light here. I'll show you my light. My plant light. I am sweating from recording this video and standing in front of y'all for almost 45 minutes. Thank you so much for watching. This has been my weigh-in Wednesday for me losing 75 pounds. Your girl is going forward. Your girl has fallen already too many times. She ain't trying to fall no more. I ain't going back. Thanks for watching. Bye.